It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
It's showtime. What's happening, everybody? Yes, it's time for the Geno Jones Show. Speaking of time, coming to you at a special time tonight, 7 o'clock. Normally, we come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Please subscribe, share, and like. They say like, share, and subscribe. I say subscribe, share, and like to the Geno Jones channel and the Geno Jones Show. All right? All right, listen, I'm going to get right to it. I got my special guest is running to be the next governor of the state of South Carolina. She is the state senator here in the Palmetto state of South Carolina, State Senator McCloud. So she'll be my guest today, and she'll kind of give you her take on some of the, I don't want to say happenings, just some of the issues that are relevant to so many lives today. So let me get right into my monologue, okay? Elections have real consequences. Oh yes, elections matter. Even if impeachments don't matter, elections really do matter. Yes, elections have consequences. Example A, Texas, now, at this second that I am speaking to you in real time, Texas has a law that makes abortion illegal. Now keep in mind, abortions in America is legal. There's this federal case that went to the Supreme Court, Roe versus Wade, back in the 70s, right? So it is illegal to basically interfere with a woman's right to decide and make a choice about her reproductive health and her body. It is her choice. But oh no, a lot of these states are trying to get slick with it. So Texas now has this law in the books. Like I said, it makes abortion illegal after 6 weeks. Even if a woman or a child, a young child, a young girl, is a victim of rape or incest. So in Texas, saw a story. Said there was a 13-year-old girl that was raped by her grandfather, which I can't even conceive. Now, if that happened today, God forbid, she would not be able to terminate that pregnancy. Really? Now, listen, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud because it needs to be said. Now, the same mostly old white men that tell women and all of us that the government can't require you to wear a mask because it's tyranny and it impedes on our freedom. And we are Americans, damn it. The red, white, and blue and apple pie, and damn it, give me liberty or give me death. You can't impose on my freedom. They tell you that the government can't require you to wear a mask. Now keep in mind, these same people who don't want to wear a mask don't want to get vaccinated. They want to be free to spread a deadly virus to as many people as possible, even if they're walking around with this deadly virus and not necessarily even know or too stupid to go to the doctor and find out. So the government can't mandate that we wear a mask. Children can't wear masks in classrooms, especially children under 12, even though children under 12 can't get a vaccine. So the government can't tell you to wear a mask to keep you and everybody else safe from a deadly virus in the middle of a global pandemic. No, the government can't do that. No, not at all. But you know what the government can do? It can tell a woman what to do with her body. It can tell her if she's a victim of rape or incest, even if she is a 13-year-old child. Oh, no, you can't terminate the pregnancy. And Texas really got slick with it. So what happens, just any old random asshole can say, I heard you terminated a pregnancy. They can sue, let's say, whoever took you to the clinic to get the procedure, or they can sue Ooh, I don't know. It could be a spouse, boyfriend. It could be a sister or brother. It could be your parent that maybe drove you there, that had a conversation, that tried to console you. So some random asshole that didn't know anything about you can just sue whoever's in your life that they perceive that may have somehow aided and abetted and assisted you in terminating the pregnancy. Okay, listen, I got to say it, okay? And I'm a man, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it loud, and I'm going to say it with my chest stuck out. Ladies, if men got pregnant, there would be an abortion clinic at every Walmart, in every CVS, in every Walgreens. As a matter of fact, you could probably go to the liquor store or the gas station and terminate a pregnancy if men got pregnant. Men would never, ever, never, never, never tolerate nobody telling them what they could do with their body. I'm a man, and I'm telling you that men would never tolerate it. Never. That's why elections have consequences. Trust me, ladies. Men, if they had to get pregnant, carry a child for 9 months, have the child move their organs around, maybe get gestational, come down with diabetes, hypertension, blood poisoning potentially, need a C-section, or maybe it's a breech baby like I was, going the wrong way, going up instead of down. Listen, ladies, we can't even stand being constipated. No, a hard bowel movement and we're like, oh my God, oh no. And I'm a man and I'm telling you, men, we need to back up. Now you say, well, you know what? The woman didn't get pregnant by herself. No, but she got to carry the baby by herself. And if you want to have a say in the matter, then maybe you need to be a little more discreet before you engage in a relationship unprotected that could get someone pregnant who might not want to have and carry your baby. I'm just saying, and I'm a man. Get mad at me, leave your comments. That's the truth. And the truth, as my grandmother taught me, needs no defense. That is why elections have consequences. And elections matter, even when impeachment proceedings, 2 of them, really didn't matter. Elections do matter. And that's why you need to take it serious, get out and vote, call your senators, President Biden. We got to get this John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the For the People Act. We have to protect the voting rights of specifically Black Americans, Brown Americans, Native, elderly people, and a lot of fair-minded, non-white supremacist, loving white people in America. I digress. I want to bring on my guest because she's busy. She is running to be the next governor of the state of South Carolina. As a matter of fact, she's out there campaigning. Today, she took a moment out of her busy schedule, running for governor, to run on in the studio and run and be with me. So I honor that. I appreciate it. I respect this very talented sister's time. Ladies and gentlemen, she is the state senator, one of the state senators here in the beautiful Palmetto state of South Carolina. Like I said, running to be the next governor as we speak it into existence, as we name it and claim it. Yes, our next governor of the state of South Carolina, I'm bringing it on the camera right now, that is State Senator Mia McCloud. Senator McCloud, hello. Thank you again for being a guest on the show.
Hello, Geno. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, I think I've said enough, so I'm just going to fall back.
You're doing great.
Well, I just, listen, this is
I need to take you on the campaign trail.
Listen, don't play with me, all right? Because I'll show up. Sign me up, okay? I will be your hype person. I'll be your hype man. Trust me.
We need all the fearless warriors we can get, because this is truly a war.
I got my shield and my spear. I'm ready to go. Okay.
Absolutely.
Like I said, elections have real consequences. Elections do matter. And I'm really disturbed, and I always have been as a man. And I've gotten into debates, arguments. I've gotten to nearly fights with other men about this. But I meant what I said. First of all, like I said, if men got pregnant, listen, it would never be a debate about an abortion. You wouldn't have needed Roe versus Wade, because men would never tolerate anybody telling them what they could or could not do with their body. So the hypocrisy is just maddening. And I get it. I get it. See, let me just say this. This is my take. All right. Now, for decades, the real reason why a certain group of people have been so obsessed with women terminating pregnancies, because there's been a certain group that has been in power since America was formed. Keep in mind, who's the only people who could initially vote according to the initial Constitution? It said white, wealthy, Christian male landowners, wealthy white men, were the only people who could vote when the Constitution was initially drafted. Black folks were not even full humans. We were 3/5 human. And women were never. So the misogyny and the sexism has been baked and written into our laws since there's been in America. But we have daughters. I have 2 daughters. I have many nieces. I have a mother. I have a wife. I have 2 sisters. And I feel, I'm just speaking for me, but I feel all men, we need to be advocates and champions in this fight, because like I said, men would never tolerate it. So how can we stand by and be a hypocrite and be okay with the government imposing laws that determine and dictate what you can do with your body, when we as men would never, ever, ever, ever even dream of allowing the government to take our liberty and freedom in terms of what we could do with our body? Please, just write a law to tell men that they couldn't take that little blue pill. They would lose their damn mind.
I did that.
Did you? Oh
yeah. What? And it got national and international attention. The video from the subcommittee hearing went viral.
What? Damn it! I say, do it. You need to bring it up again.
Bring it back.
Yes, we need to, as the kids say on the street on the basketball court. Listen, Senator McCloud, you need to run it back. We need to run that one back.
Yeah, the legislative name for it was actually the erectile dysfunction bill.
Wow.
But it was dubbed by the public, who loved it, the Viagra bill. Oh. Wow. And it got oh my gosh, I did it to broaden a conversation and to expose the hypocrisy that you've been talking about. And when I tell you, like, every requirement that the state imposes on women who are seeking reproductive services or to, protect their reproductive rights and freedoms, I required men to jump through those same hoops and hurdles, since they aren't ridiculous and they're so necessary. We know that Viagra was actually a drug that was formulated to address heart conditions.
Really? That I did not know.
That was,
wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, and what made the drug famous was a side effect of the medicine.
Wow.
Yeah, but men who have taken the drug for its unintended purpose have, some men have died. Some men have had, other more catastrophic and devastating conditions occur because it wasn't created to do that. That was a side effect of the drug. And of course, that news of that side effect being good in their eyes made that news travel very quickly. Wow. And so that's what put that drug on the map. But it's still, I would argue that the state still has a vested interest in making sure that men who are using it to treat their heart conditions are also able to do that safely. And it needs to be regulated by government just as much, if not more, than abortion services for women, because I can promise you that way more men are using Viagra illegally because of the side effects than women who are seeking abortions. So that was the discussion that we were able to broaden. It went, like I said, the video went viral. Wow. It got national and international attention. I had media outlets all over the world.
What year was this? I'm sorry, what year was this?
In 2016.
Wow.
Yeah, this is in 2016. And I was actually serving in the House then and preparing to run for the Senate. But I just had no idea that so many women and men would take that, pick up that that issue and really run with it. And since that time, I've also introduced a bill, because these people that you're talking about, my colleagues, are they like to call themselves pro-life legislators. And they're anything but. I mean, that's obvious by by the degree or the extent to which they're willing to watch people die and send our kids back to school without vaccinations, knowing that they are unprotected from a deadly variant. So they are not pro-life in any sense of the word. And I introduced a bill, I call them pro-birth, because that's what they are. They only care about a fetus until it's born. Once the umbilical cord is cut, so is their concern and compassion.
You're right.
They have none for the living. So I introduced another bill that didn't get quite as much attention, but did get national attention, and it's called the Pro-Birth Accountability Act, because the government is constantly forcing women and girls to have babies that the state will throw up its hands and say, hey, you got this on your own. We got nothing to do with it, nothing to help you move forward. So it by doing that, they are creating a vicious cycle of poverty that so many of our women and girls never see their way out of.
Yes.
That's a lifelong commitment. To have a child is a lifelong commitment. Something these state government people know nothing about because they're only concerned with their positions in state government, so that they can make all of these crazy policies that all of the rest of us have to live by. So that bill will require, if the state, and when the state, and now that we do have a fetal heartbeat law, it's no longer a bill, it has passed in South Carolina and been signed by the governor. So if and when our women and girls across South Carolina are forced to give birth to a child, the state, if my bill passes, of course, that's going to be a challenge, since the majority of my colleagues in the General Assembly are male. But if that bill were to pass, the state would be on the hook to help cover the cost. They want to talk about, a fetus has rights and a fetus has this and that. But if that's the case, then those rights should start at conception. If you're saying that life begins at conception, then my rights, or my baby's rights, should also start at conception. So the state would have to cover the cost of my rights. My right to be born, that takes money. My right to live and be supported, that takes money. And because the state government is the men, of course, our male-dominated legislature is not interested in holding men accountable who are equal partners in the conception. My bill would require that state government cover the cost of every birth that is mandated by the state, from conception to college.
I love it.
Because
Healthcare.
Those are the things, from conception to college.
Daycare, childcare,
Absolutely.
healthcare, education,
Absolutely.
Tuition, clothing,
Absolutely.
food.
Absolutely. They need to share in that cost because they are not interested in holding these men accountable who are equal partners, as I said. And it's only right, if the state wants to mandate births, then they should also cover the cost for those births.
And how could you?
That would show that they have a true commitment to life and making life sustainable, so that people have an opportunity to not only live but thrive.
And Senator McCloud, just let me just jump in real quick, because what breaks my heart is you don't even make an exception for rape or incest.
Oh gosh.
That's just inhuman to me. Just,
yeah. Let me tell you about that. I am a sexual assault survivor, and it's not something that I ever planned to disclose to my colleagues on the floor of the South Carolina Senate. It's not something that I ever wanted to disclose. In fact, my parents are no longer with me on this earth, and they didn't know that before they passed away. Because it's something so deeply personal and so traumatizing, that most women and girls who are sexually violated do not report that. It's a crime.
Yes.
But it's one of the least reported crimes that continues to happen. I realize now that, I am in this space as God would have it, and had those experiences so that I can be a voice for those who are not able yet to speak, give words or sign words to that experience. And so I went to the floor of the Senate because I have a colleague who is one of the leading members of the Senate, at least, that feels that men should be able to tell women what to do, when to do it, how to do it. And he had the audacity to go to the well of the Senate, go to the podium on the Senate floor, and hold up a picture of a woman that he said, I believe, lived in his district. And he said that this woman was grateful that we were in the process of debating the fetal heartbeat bill. And he used this woman's story to make the case. He said she was grateful that she had been raped, because that was the only opportunity that God gave her to conceive a child. And when I tell you, I can't think of anything that comes close to that in terms of just prompting such a raw reaction in me. And I had to get myself together that day. And I fortunately, he said it at the end of the session on this particular day. And so I had time to come home and think about it and pray about it and sleep on it. And I was not any less angry when I went back to session the next day. And so I opened up, and like I said, I didn't plan to, but that's what came out. I just asked God to give me the words, and he did. And I went to the well because what this fetal heartbeat law now that we have in South Carolina does is it would require women and girls who have been raped or molested to go to their local sheriff's department. Now, mind you, only recently have we ever had a female sheriff in this state.
Yes.
And we now only have one, and she is in North Charleston.
Yes, Charleston County.
Geno. So I'm grateful for her, but there are 45 other sheriffs who are male. And that means that their law enforcement agencies are going to be predominantly male, just like the legislature is. And so to think that women and girls who have already been through such a traumatic experience like that would have to go and basically show themselves to the sheriff and prove to them that they are bona fide victims of rape or incest in order to even be eligible to exercise their reproductive rights.
And this is an important point, because I know you got to run. I know I'm running short on time, but I think this is a really important part of this conversation. the law in South Carolina, as you're speaking, so it would require, let's say, a 13-year-old child to have to go to the
Absolutely.
local sheriffs and report that she was
Right.
raped by, let's say, a parent, a step parent, or some adult male. Now, what is there any
Yeah.
legal consequences for the man that rapes the child or the woman? Would the police, would they
Yeah,
go find
not
the
in the
man?
law, not in the fetal heartbeat law. There are not.
So,
And I brought that to their attention so they can't say they didn't know it. So
wow.
yeah, what we do know is that it's very unlikely that a young girl, and they are younger than 13, but a young girl would take that kind of, to have the, I mean, if she has nobody to turn to, the likelihood of her going to the sheriff and the likelihood of that sheriff being male or that sheriff's deputy being male is the likelihood of her going to the sheriff is very low. The likelihood of her encountering a male sheriff's deputy is extremely high. And so we know that even before this law passed, women and girls didn't report. I didn't report it because I didn't want my dad to find out and go to jail for murder.
Yep.
And it was just that simple in my mind. And
I would be
so,
your dad. Trust me. I would be your
yeah,
dad. I
yeah,
would be Samuel Jackson in A Time to Kill.
right.
Yeah, I killed it. Damn it, I did it, and I'd do it again. Yeah, that
And
would be
he
me.
would have done just that. And I could not, I just couldn't bear the thought of that. And so I made an adult decision when I was in high school and not able to do that. But it just, it gave me, I didn't understand why I went through that until now. And before I could even leave the state house that day, I had staff members come up to me and disclose that they too have been sexually assaulted.
Oh my
And
God.
I had friends and colleagues and people that I had no idea, male and female, tell me by text, by email, by phone, that hey, me too. It happened to me too. And thank you for being a voice for us. And so that day I knew I wasn't going to change minds or hearts because they don't have either.
Well, with you in the governor's mansion as our next governor, we can make that happen. So I know you got to jump back on the campaign trail. Could you please give the viewers information? They can learn more about your campaign. More important, financial support. Campaigns need money. So
yes, I need financial support. We need volunteers. And let me tell you, Geno, people are so excited across South Carolina. I mean, I'm a different candidate, obviously. I am the first Black woman to ever announce a run for governor in the state. I didn't realize that, but representation matters. And just like I stood on the floor by myself and disclosed something very personal and traumatic, and I spoke for women and girls across South Carolina, most of whom I do not know. I'm going to do the same thing as governor. I'm going to fight for all of the people in South Carolina, people who have never had a voice in their government, people who think and believe for good reason that they don't matter. They do. They just don't matter to everybody who serves, but they matter to me. And that's what this campaign is all about. My webpage is miaforsc.com. That's miaforsc.com. I would love to have their prayers, their support financially, and through their volunteer efforts and engagement. I mean, we want to touch literally and figuratively every person in the state. And I know that I have what it takes to do that. So thank you for the opportunity to come back on your show. I always enjoy being with you. You talk about the issues that matter to all of us. And so I appreciate you for what you do. and look forward to coming back again soon.
Well, listen, I'm honored that you would take the time out of your campaign to come back on the show. You definitely got my prayers. You got my support, and I'm ready to get out on this campaign trail with you. This is just not hype on camera on TV, and you know that. So you know how to get in touch. You know, I don't need your people to get with my people. You know how to you can pick up the phone. We can cut out all that middleman stuff. We ain't even doing that. It's like, hey, Geno, okay.
Yeah.
I need you.
I need
Okay?
you.
All
Yes.
right. I'm like, okay, what
Consider it
time?
done.
Let's roll. Let's roll out there.
Yes.
Listen,
I'm ready. Thank you.
State
I
Senator
need you
Mia
in this spot.
McCloud, thank you, and thank you for the courage to be willing to share such a heartbreaking story. There are women in my family that have gone through that, and I know she didn't mind me sharing it because she just gave me my blessing. I know for years my mother was a victim of domestic violence. I witnessed it. I fought and attacked a grown man at 4 years old who was beating on her. And then later in life, a couple years ago, I think then Justice Kavanaugh, when that trial was going on, she shared with me that she had been a victim of, she had been raped not once, but twice. And these were people who she knew and who she thought she was friendly, not in a romantic way, just, you know, friendly people you kind of know in the community. And it, so I just, for you to have, it takes a lot. And I mean, these were years. I just recently, within the last, that was, I don't know what, three or 4 years ago when Justice Kavanaugh was up for the Supreme Court position. So I'm saying all that to say that I know it takes a lot of courage, and it's something that a lot of women don't talk about. My mother she had some of the domestic violence she went through when I was an adult. She kept it from me because she was trying to protect me and keep me from going to jail because I'm your dad. I'm that dude. That would be me. So,
Right.
So just,
Right. And we have that in common because I was glued to the Kavanaugh hearings for that reason. But it made me think about the fact that almost the same number of years had passed since I had been assaulted. And I was trying to remember some of the key things that they were asking. Well, one thing that sexual assault survivors never forget is the man's name, if we know it, or the face. But there are other things that I really could not remember, and my heart just ached for her because I knew she was telling the truth, and it was one of those times where I knew I couldn't be silent anymore. I didn't know when or how I would disclose it, but I knew that God would reveal the right time to me. And one of the things that I had to do before I could reveal it publicly to anybody was I had to tell my sons. I have two young adult sons. Wow. And that was extremely hard. I had to tell my sisters. My sisters didn't know. My brother didn't know. Wow. So my family, nobody in my family knew. And that is one of the hardest things to get people who haven't been through that to understand. I mean, they understood why, but I think after my parents passed, they didn't understand why I never said anything about it. But it's like you just push it. You just keep tucking it away. Like it's always with you, but it's not something that you ever feel comfortable sharing. Well, and so I want to help give voice to other people, other women and men's pain around that issue, because silence is actually counterproductive. We need to talk more about it. We need to reveal it. We need to be open so that people will feel comfortable disclosing it and reporting it. So that we can hold people accountable and and do right by all of the people of South Carolina.
Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your voice. Thank you for using your platform and your prestige and the power of that office to be a blessing to other people. As my mother said, when you allow God to use you as a vessel to be a blessing to others, your blessings will come raining down. State Senator Mia McCloud, once again, you can support her campaign. You can donate financially to her campaign. You can get more information about her policy positions. That's MIAFORSC.com, MIAFORSC.com. State Senator, I know I got to let you run. Thank you. God bless you. Have a great Labor Day holiday. I'm looking forward to having you back on the show soon. I'm looking forward to getting that phone call from you to say, listen, all right, I'm going to be at this location.
Sooner than later, I promise.
I'm ready. All right, just let me know. I'll let my barber know. The cut will be fresh. The line will be fresh. I'll be ready to go.
I love it. Yes, we're going to do this. We are going to change South Carolina. It's going to be great.
Thank you, State Senator McCloud. God bless you. Thank you. Wow.
Thank you, Geno.
That took a lot of courage to share those kind of stories. They are really, they're hard to share. You know, it was hard for my mother. 4 decades, and I never knew this. And, you know, we talked about it, and I asked her, I was like, because I wanted to, she's been very open, and she's been very generous in terms of allowing me to share her stories, because she says, I never want any other woman, I don't want anyone else's daughter to go through what I went through, especially because of my son. So she was determined to raise me not to be that dude, that guy. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life as always. God bless each and every one of you. God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live right here on my YouTube channel, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. normally. Today was a very special start time, 7 p.m. Now, Friday and next Monday, for certain, I will be, I'll be on a Labor Day holiday vacation, if you want to call it that. So please go back and binge watch the best of the Geno Jones Show. All the episodes you may have missed, including this one. If you're tuning in late, you can binge watch it now, but you can go back and binge watch. I got a lot of great episodes with a lot of great guests from Lettucey and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and State Senator Cory Booker. U.S. Senator Cory Booker. Of course, you just saw State Senator Mia McCloud, and just a lot of great guests. Just a lot of great conversation, and my monologues, which are simply fire. Okay? So go back and check it out for yourself. Please subscribe, share, and like the Geno Jones channel. Shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out on Instagram, KLB Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. Shout out to Alexandria Jones and Bruce Gage, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Alexandria Jones, fashion designer, fashion design major at my alma mater, Columbia College Chicago. Shout out to CCC, Columbia College Chicago. You can check her out on Instagram, Lexi_Nicole, LEXIE underscores at line at the bottom, Nicole, NICOLE, Lexi Nicole Designs, or Alexandria Jones, ALEXANDRIA. That's her. That's the way you spell her, Alexandria. And you can do a search, Bruce Gage, on Instagram and Facebook. Gage is Gage. I love each and every one of you. I really do. And Mother, you know I love you more than life itself. Thanks for everybody that hung around, stuck around, came back at 7 o'clock. So tomorrow, I'll be live. Friday, the best of. Monday, the best of. And I should be back Tuesday. I should be back, if not Wednesday for certain. But Friday, there will be no live show. Friday and Monday. Monday is actually Labor Day. And I'll be moving in my daughter. It'll be move into the college housing weekend. That's my Labor Day. All right, everybody, it's time for me to get out of here. So until tomorrow, if you're watching live, Thursday, so we kick off this, that'll be a long Labor Day holiday weekend Eve jump-off edition of the Geno Show, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, once again, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I always close by saying, please be blessed. Once again, thanks for watching.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.